Have you ever stopped to think about how the deepest pain can come from where you least expect it? From where you should be most loved and welcomed? I'm talking about family, that place that theoretically should be your refuge, your safe haven. But what if the pain comes from there? And when the people you love most become the ones who hurt you the most? When your own family becomes your deepest wound, it's as if you're trapped between the love you feel for them and the suffering they cause. And this internal struggle is devastating. You find yourself questioning, can I really trust those who should protect me? It's a silent but intense dilemma. Today we are going to talk about the weight of growing up with deep family wounds. We will understand why this happens, the impact it leaves, and what you can do to heal these scars. Stay until the end. Your healing begins when you understand that you don't have to carry this weight alone. Family should be the place where we find unconditional love. It should be that safe space where our weaknesses are embraced and where we can be exactly who we are, without fear of judgment. But for many people, this is not the case. Dysfunctional, abusive, neglectful, or simply misguided families can become the source of the greatest emotional wounds. It's as if you grew up with a hole in your chest, a pain that cannot be explained but is always present. And when you try to show this pain, often the reaction is silence or denial. I want to bring an example of a real story, the story of João. João always believed that his parents' house was where he would find support. But what he didn't know was that he would grow up watching his parents argue constantly, with no room for affection or sincere dialogue. When he made a mistake, instead of being welcomed, he heard shouts and criticisms. When he tried to express his emotions, his mother would always say, "You're exaggerating, it's not that serious." And his father preferred to remain silent. João grew up believing that his emotions had no value, that he was not worthy of being heard. It was only in adulthood that he began to realize that the emptiness he carried, the open wound that never seemed to heal, came from his own family. He felt a silent pain that prevented him from truly connecting with others. And worst of all, he didn't know if he deserved to be loved or understood, because he never was in the way he needed. When family becomes the deepest wound, it generates a series of consequences that can mark a person's entire life. Low self-esteem. When criticism and emotional abandonment are constant, the person begins to see themselves as less than others. Lack of trust. The person may become insecure, always expecting to be betrayed or rejected, because they learned this at home. Difficulties in relationships. When you grow up with a distorted view of what healthy love is, this can be reflected in your interpersonal relationships. Imposter syndrome. People who grew up in an environment where they were never recognized or supported may feel that they do not deserve success or happiness. Fragile emotional resilience. The pain generated by the lack of family support can weaken a person's ability to cope with life's challenges. So why does one's own family become the deepest wound? It's not always a matter of bad intention. Often, it's the result of generational patterns that repeat themselves. Unresolved traumas from one generation to another, unmet expectations, or even an inability to offer affection due to parents' emotional flaws. There are also parents who project their own fears and frustrations onto their children, demanding from them what they never managed to achieve for themselves. And this can be devastating for the child, who feels that to be loved, they need to be something they are not. This environment creates a vicious cycle of pain and emotional confusion. The good news is that, yes, it is possible to heal these wounds. And the first step to healing is recognizing that this pain is not your fault. Here are some strategies to start this process of emotional recovery. 1. Accept that you were hurt, but don't let it define who you are. Understand that the pain is real, but not permanent. You don't have to carry the guilt of something that was not your responsibility. 2. Don't depend on the recognition of those who cannot give it to you. You have the right to be loved and understood, but this does not depend on the approval of those who do not know or cannot give it to you. Recognize your worth in yourself. 3. Seek external help. Therapy, support groups, and true friendships can be essential to help you heal. You are not alone in this process. 4. Free yourself from family expectations. Free yourself from the idea that you need to follow certain standards or meet expectations that are not your own. Accepting that your family has limitations can be painful, but it is liberating. 5. Build new sources of support. Find people who truly see you, who accept you and love you for who you are. This can be friends, mentors, or other family figures who know how to offer the healthy love you deserve. The pain of being hurt by your own family can last for years, but healing is possible. You don't have to keep carrying this wound. You deserve to be seen, understood, and loved in a healthy way. And the first step is to recognize the pain, to then begin the process of healing and liberation. If you liked this video, leave your like now, share it, and subscribe to the channel to receive more transformative tips. See you soon.